What's up, guys? It's me, Amy, back with another chat. Hey guys, how the heck are you? Today I want to talk about loneliness, especially when you're in an isolation season. Everyone's season is different, but sometimes it can feel like you're stripped away from your friends, your loved ones. Maybe you see them every now and again, but it really feels like you're doing something on your own. But you're not alone. You have God with you. And like my therapist always says, God is just a breath away. But it's still hard when we crave human contact, especially if you live alone, maybe you work from home, maybe you don't come in contact with people too often. It can be really hard in an isolation season when you don't have anyone around you. But you gotta remember, sometimes if you are out and about and talking to others, that can cloud what's meant for you. That can cloud and dictate your thoughts, your ideas, your focuses onto the thing that God doesn't want you focusing on right now. It can actually lead you away from His purpose for your life. God puts us in these isolation seasons for a reason, usually to get us away from all of the distractions so He can have us all to Himself, so we can focus on building our relationship with Him and what He wants us to do within His will. I'm gonna tell you, it literally dawned on me like a couple months ago. I was like, oh, God has me in isolation right now. But I was totally comfortable, totally cool with it. I was still working full time, so I was getting out. I had people to socialize with. It didn't really bother me that much. And then now, these 3 weeks that I've been unemployed, holy moly. God really said, oh, you thought you were in isolation before? Let me show you something. Like, wow. I live by myself, so I don't have anyone at home to talk to. I don't have a lot of friends in my area. I've been here 3 years now, but for some reason it's been difficult to make friends. So the only 2 times I really get to socialize is on Wednesdays and Sundays when I'm at church. And then occasionally here and there when I'm hanging out with my family. I can't be around my family all the time though, because they are just they pull me out of character. So I don't know how better to say it. I really, really appreciate them in small doses. I spent a lot of my time alone, like for the last few years, which is so ironic because I'm somebody who craves to be around people and prays to not be alone or not feel lonely, but I've spent a lot of time alone and a lot of time feeling lonely. These last few weeks, since I haven't been at work and I haven't been socializing as much as normal, there's been a few tough times for me, but it's so crazy how God always comes through. I prayed to God and I said, God, I'm feeling so lonely. I let Him know, like I love Him and I'm so glad that He's here with me, but nothing beats human contact. So the next day, one of my buddies randomly reaches out, someone I haven't talked to in 6 months or something, reached out, shot me a text. We ended up calling each other, talked for over an hour and a half. That was so nice. And then the next day, another one of my friends, she calls me and we ended up talking for 2.5 hours. I have not talked on the phone for 2.5 hours in years, you guys. It was so nice. And then I went to church on Sunday and I just had a lovely time. I was, talking to everybody. And that really took that loneliness away. It's just I just need a little bit, I just need a little bit of human contact here and there to keep me just my head above the loneliness water right now. Another time I can remember when God really provided, this was a few months ago actually, I was feeling really lonely. I believe it was during the time when we had the 2 weeks off at the Christmas break, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to or hang out during that time. And I was just praying to God, telling Him, well, when that weekend came around, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I had people reach out to hang out with me. My friend, he doesn't live here in the Bay Area. He kind of lives all over. First he was in Miami, now he's got a place out in Las Vegas, and then sometimes he's up in Chico. So he's kind of all over. But he was randomly in town, which he never is here in the Bay Area. And he hit me up. He's like, hey, are you going to be home later? I'm in town. And I was like, yeah, definitely. So he came over, we just caught up, had a little bite to eat, and it was so nice. Just to have a friend, someone who knows you, someone to confide in, someone to talk to you, someone who understands you, where you can be your complete self. It's not like somebody new that you're just trying to get to know, or someone that you see in passing. This is someone that you can genuinely talk to about things. And the next day, on the Saturday, I had plans with my buddy who's actually over in my area, and we hung out, we got a pizza, we chatted. That was amazing. And then the third day, I was able to hang out with my sibling who came over. I was just like, wow, God was just putting me into abundance, you guys, abundance. And let me say, that really was the fix that I needed. He will provide. If you're feeling lonely, talk to him. Let him know. Like I said, getting out and being around people in the church, being around your Christian friends is a great way to fill that loneliness void, to be around good people. Before, when I used to feel lonely, even last year, I would have this intense feeling where I just want to go out. And when I say go out, I mean like go to the club. I wanted to go out. I wanted to drink. I wanted to have a good time. I wanted to flirt with guys, to receive validation. Like I was just lonely, and I just wanted someone to notice me and to talk to me. And the only way that I kind of really knew how to do that before was just to go drink and talk to people. Because when you're drinking, a lot of us are really, really social, liquid courage, and it just makes things so much easier. I'm in a stage in my life right now where I'm so grateful because God is blocking that. I have no FOMO, which is huge. We'll talk about that later on. But I have no desire to go out. I don't want to go to the club. I don't really even feel like drinking right now. I don't have that urge to just be out and about. I don't need that reassurance from anyone. I know that God has something planned for me right now. And I know that I'm in isolation with him right now to focus on him. So if he has you in an isolation and you don't know why, pray. Ask him, God, why am I in this isolation? What is going on here? I don't know what your specific thing is, but maybe he's removed some people from your life. Maybe he's removed some material things. I can't really tell you, but there's a reason you're in the season. And usually people say it's part of God's preparation for something way grander than you can even imagine. I feel like it's so easy to just go out and be distracted when you're uncomfortable, to go out and just do things to clear your mind, instead of sitting around and focusing on the things that are in your head, the things maybe that are making you uncomfortable. It's so much easier to just go hang out with friends all day long or go take a trip, just get that temporary high where you're not feeling upset, where you're not worrying about the things. But when you're in isolation, it's really just a time for you to take those moments that you actually have, that time where you don't have anything going on, you don't have any distractions, to focus on the things that God is putting on your mind and on your heart. Finally, address those things. Deal with those emotions that you've been pressing down, trying to avoid, those situations that you've been trying to avoid that you don't want to think about. Isolation is going to, I hate to say it, but really force you to come to terms with those things that you've been trying to push away. I know it seems so easy to just avoid things that make us uncomfortable and run away and be distracted and do other things that are fun, because who the heck wants to sit around and think about the things that are bothering them? Nobody does. It's hard. But the only way to get through it is to go through it, to move through it, to open it up. Stop being afraid of the things that are worrying you and fearing you, and face them head on. You got to be strong. You got to be courageous. I spent so many years just running away from all my problems. And the moment that I would sit down and be with myself, all the negative thoughts would come in my head. All the anxiety would come up. It was just so hard. I would be so miserable. I did not want to be awake half the time. If I wasn't out there stimulating myself, literally spending so much money, thousands of dollars, taking trips, going out of town, going on road trips, going international, doing things for the day, going to concerts, going to the club, you name it. I spent years doing this, you guys. So many years that I put myself thousands of dollars in debt just so I didn't have to feel anything, just so I didn't have to sit still with myself. I didn't want to think about all the anxieties running in my head, all the things going on in my head. I would rather push them out, super avoidant, and not think about them by keeping myself busy. Years later now, I am exhausted. That was so draining and exhausting to always have to be doing something. You can't even just lay down on the couch and relax without your mind running 20 times a minute. You have to address the things that are going on in your mind. If you don't get them out, they're going to just continue to pile up. And I know it feels easier to suppress them and ignore them. Oh, it's fine right now. But trust me, they're all going to hit you at once. I had to take time with God. I had to take time with my therapist to be able to work through those things. Now I can relax on my couch. God has put me at full peace. But right now I'm in isolation because even a few months ago, I was trying to distract myself from things. Work is a distraction. Hanging out with your coworkers, talking to your coworkers all day long about things that are not conducive to what your path in life is. And I know it's hard to always just focus on God and his purpose because sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming. I totally understand. It's nice to have those mundane conversations here and there, those mundane activities. And I'm not saying those aren't important. but it can get to the point where we're letting it take us away from what God wants us to do. And I know everyone's always saying like, oh, the reason you can't hear God, or you're having trouble hearing him, or he's not answering you, is because you haven't taken the time to slow down, remove the distractions, and give him a chance to even talk to you. And I feel like that is so true for a lot of us. Like, we sit around and we pray to him and ask him things and want to know what to do, or ask him for this, ask him for that. It's like, why are you not talking to me, God? What am I supposed to do? But at the same time, we're out and about, never having any time to just slow down. Some people really struggle in life is to just slow down and be with themselves. And we really need to take that time to slow down, be by ourselves. Especially if you have kids and a family or anything like that in your household, you really gotta take some time for yourself. Whether it's on your commute to work, whether it's a 15-minute walk, you've gotta really make sure that you're making that time for yourself. I encourage you to be still with God. Of course, pray with him. Of course, let him know everything. Talk to him, praise him, give him your prayers, your desires that are on your heart. But take some time each day, whenever it is, and just be still in his presence. Invite him in. I do something where I just it's kind of like a meditation almost. That's the only way I could think of relating it, but I meditate on God, essentially. I try to block out all the noises around me. Usually I'll close my eyes, bow my head. I don't know, for some reason that helps remove the distractions. And I try to just quiet the noise in my head, because I don't know if you're somebody who has this thought, and the moment that you're quiet and not thinking about anything, another thought pops in your head, and all of a sudden, before you even know it, you've zoned out and you've been thinking about something for the last 5 minutes. Instead of sitting there and meditating or being still. It's wild. So I try to just meditate on one thing. I sit there and I just focus on, God, I invite you in. Please let me know if there's anything that you want to tell me. Please be with me in this moment. Something similar to that, but you can make up your own words, whatever works for your relationship with God. But basically, I try to just meditate on that. God, is there anything that you want to tell me right now? Something like that. And just kind of meditate on that phrase over and over again until I can learn how to actually block my mind completely from any other thoughts. Once I learn that, then we'll be good. But until then, I do that, and then I just wait. I can't do it longer than 5 minutes right now, but whatever you can do, at least start with it. For me in this isolation season, God has been pretty quiet, and I think that he wants me to really learn how to do that and really learn to be still with him. Sometimes if he's being really quiet with you, it's because he wants you to slow down in your life. He's going to remove those distractions so that you are forced to slow down. Don't think of your time of isolation as a bad thing. Think of it as a great time to build a relationship with our Father in heaven. Think of this as a exciting thing, wow, I finally have some time with God. Are you kidding me? He wants to spend time with me. I need to spend some time with him. He's going through all this effort to make it so I can be by myself. Wow, he really loves me that much. He really wants to talk to me that much. Steward this time. Enjoy this time. Like I said, don't let it be a negative thing. Be grateful for it. Enjoy it as much time as you have. You're sitting around bored, you're wishing you had someone to hang out with. Talk to God for a little bit. Put on some worship music, sing to him, something. Maybe watch a sermon. Do something God related, read your word. That's the thing. I feel like so many people are trying to push through this time quicker. Oh, I cannot wait till this isolation season is done. I cannot wait till the great thing after the isolation season, the blessing, whatever it may be, that they don't actually take the time to be in the isolation season, and therefore it extends it. Because you're not learning what he wants you to learn in this time. The sooner you learn the things and prepare the way he wants you to prepare, why can't you have the miracle then? Why can't you have the thing that you're hoping for? But you have to learn these lessons. He can't give you these things that you're asking and praying for until you're ready for them. So why not make the best of the isolation season? Don't think of it as something miserable. Don't focus on being lonely. If you're lonely, talk to him, ask him. But do what you can. Make it a good time. Make it just this fun little time, what do they say? Romanticize it. This is my time with God. I'm loving it. My Father wants to be alone with me because I am so special. Whatever you have to say to make it more exciting for you, do it. Because the sooner you learn these lessons, the sooner you do the preparation, the sooner you grow closer to our Father in heaven, the closer you're going to be to that dream life, to that dream thing, to whatever it is, the desires of your heart. That's the only way that you are going to get towards those, is if you sit still with him. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I do not want to be in isolation season. As an extrovert, it's hard, but it's forcing me to go out of my comfort zone. It's forcing me to make connections at my church with people who are similar to me. Like I said, I don't have a job, so I can't make connections there. It's kind of hard to meet friends because where am I going to go meet them? At the coffee shop? But it's forcing me to come out of my shell and start conversations with people that I wouldn't normally talk to because, I'd be too tired from working all week long. But you guys know that God also talks to us through other people too. He's going to put you in the right situations with the right people. And if you're sitting there keeping your head down all the time, not extending yourself, not putting yourself out there, you're going to miss those connections. Yeah, you'll get them eventually because what's meant for you from God will always find you. Embrace this time in your life. I know it's hard to wait. I know it's hard to want, but make the very best of it. Enjoy this time with your Father. Get to know him. Like I said, if you're sitting around bored, just go out and take a walk if you have the time. You could take a prayer walk and talk to him, or you can just sit in silence and maybe he'll come and talk to you. If you're not hearing from him, invite him in. Maybe that's why you haven't heard from him. Maybe he hasn't had any time. Maybe he isn't able to get into your mind because you're so distracted by everything. A strong relationship grows when you guys spend time together, when you get to know each other. And now's your chance. Isolation is not forever. And I know it's hard when you're struggling with loneliness. Like I said, give that to God. Pray to God. You're never alone because God is always with you, but I know sometimes it's easier to have a human person around you. God will give you those people. God will bring it to you. Sometimes you're going to have to put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, maybe talk to people you don't normally talk to, but something great is going to come of it. I know it's hard, but it's going to be great at the very end. Love you guys. Talk soon.